Kozakura, you made it. Good to see we didn't scare you off.
It would take a lot more than what I saw yesterday to scare me off. Besides, this isn't my normal thing, but I said I'm in, so I'm in. I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone's already hanging out.
I'm so glad you came back. I know it's a big commitment, just diving into literature like this.
I don't buy it. Satori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year either. I don't know what your game is coming here, but if you don't take this seriously, I'm gonna be so mad at you!
Take this club seriously? And what's that big box you keep in the club room's closet, manga boy?
Manga is literature!
Quieted for now, Naruki flops back into his seat.
Oh, don't worry, you guys. Kozakura always goes the whole 9 when she's enjoying herself. She even helps me with stuff at home, even without me asking. Cooking, cleaning my room.
Really now?
That's because your room's so messy it's distracting. Also, you almost set your house on fire once.
That's... I don't remember that.
You two seem awfully close. I'm a little jealous.
Why? You and Kozakura can get awfully close too. How great would that be?
Oh.
Satori. How great would that be? Except as usual, Satori languishes in his internal sunbeams, completely oblivious to the awkward situation he's just put me in.
Oh, Yuki even bought you a present.
Wait, Satori.
I'm glad to see it's not just me. But, a present? Yuki, you brought me a present?
It's not that big of a deal, really. It's just something...
Come on, don't be shy. She'll love it. Who doesn't love presents?
What is it?
Never mind, it's weird now. Satori built it up to be a thing, and it was never meant to be a thing, but now it's a thing, and...
Man, I'm sorry, Yuki. I should have let you get to it in your own time.
Not helping.
Hey, Yuki. Don't worry about it, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give me anything. I wasn't expecting anything, so if you do, I'll be very surprised and probably like it a lot.
But...
And, if you don't want it to be a big deal, it won't be. I promise, okay?
Well, okay. Remember, you promised.
He brings a book out from his bag and passes it over to me. The Thief of Voice. Clive Barker!
I didn't want you to feel left out, and it's shorter, so it's not overwhelming if you're not an avid reader just yet. And, you know, I thought, since we were talking about...
It's great, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
No pressure. Hit it at your own pace and let me know what you thought of it.
With everyone settled in now, I expected Moniko to kick off some scheduled activity for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Satori and Moniko are having an animated chat off in one corner. Yuki's face is already buried in a book, and Naruki's rummaging around in the closet. It really looks like no one wants to be bothered today. That has me feeling awkward, so I sit at a desk and rest my chin in my hand. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related all alone? I suppose I could start on the book Yuki gave me, but I'm still feeling a little tired. I could probably just fall asleep right here. It's with that thought in mind, I close my eyes, but instead of drifting off, I end up catching Satori and Moniko's conversation.
I'm worried, you know? What if we suck? What if we just end up embarrassing ourselves?
I don't think it's all that bad. Happy thoughts, huh? The upcoming festival is a chance for us to show the school what we're all about. Looking back, I sort of wish I called it something else. Reading Club, Ink Incorporated, even Ink Inc. Literature Club just sounds...
It's okay. I know exactly what you mean. I think the word you're looking for is boring. Literature Club sounds boring, but it's not.
Thank you. It wasn't supposed to be. It's not like we're all in here with cigars and dusty old manuscripts.
Ha! And monocles!
Right. This is a creative space where members come to share what they love and make more of it.
Moniko and a monocle. I think you look okay in a monocle.
Satori, focus.
Sorry.
So we have two things to tackle. One is getting people here, and the other is keeping them interested once they are. Luring them in and speaking to their inner creativity. What do you think of refreshments?
Yes.
Of course. But what kind of...
Cupcakes!
Good thinking. Naruki would love that. But that's not why you suggested it, is it?
Cupcakes speak to my... hunger-tivity.
You're nuttier than a squirrel's pantry. But you're still pretty great, Satori. Cupcakes it is.
I'm hungry.
It's interesting to hear Satori seriously involved in the planning of something. I never knew him as particularly strong on details and specifics. It's also endearing to hear him lapse back into the absent food hound I've known all my life. Even so, he has this way about him. When he puts his mind to something, it tends to come to life. I mean, I'm here. Briefly, I wonder what it'd be like to see the world through his eyes. Then... Ah! My eyes open and I'm staring directly into his eyes. His face fills my vision with how close he's gotten.
Boo! Wake up, Kozakura! This isn't the napping club!
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? You know, now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime and stuff.
Shh! Not so loud with that. I look back over my shoulder to see if Moniko overheard. It seems not.
It's true, though.
I know. You're always looking out for me, Satori.
Well, that's what I do best.
You look after me better than you look after yourself, you know.
Eh? What do you mean?
I fumble a brush from my bag and reach up to tame the unkempt mop that is his hair. He kneels down a little to get on level with me, and helpfully tilts his head. We've been doing this for years. It's familiar, and also frustrating. God, Satori, no wonder you don't have a girlfriend yet. Your hair's a mess. It is like jam on your collar?
Strawberry?
No one's gonna care what flavor it is, Satori. They're gonna go, ew, he has jam on his collar. Hold still. I swap the brush for a moist wipe and do my best to minimize the stain. I mostly end up smearing it, though. It's a little stubborn. Alas for Satori's shirt collar, from this close I get the full picture. Also, your tie is crooked and your blazer is unbuttoned. Really, Satori? He's smiling softly at me. What?
You're always so good at taking care of me. If I had a girlfriend, she probably wouldn't let you.
Wow. Way to make it weird.
It's not weird at all. This feels natural to me. It feels right.
Well, you're going the right way for more of it. I do what I can to straighten his tie. The knot's done wrong, so there's only so much that can be done. But he looks so much presentable afterwards. Halfway through buttoning his blazer, I realize I'm probably taking way too long, and am uncomfortably aware of the warmth of his chest against my fingers.
Okay, everyone.
And back to reality.
Poem time.
Yay! I can't read to read yours, Kozakura.
So, Kozakura,
Yes?
did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah, I wrote one. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. My inspiration comes entirely from these boys. But it's not like I can just write about them. They'd see it!
Well, time to dig it out. Come on, all of you. Show 'em if you got 'em.
This is so exciting!
Satori and Moniko enthusiastically pull out their poems. Satori's is on a wrinkled sheet of paper I'm pretty sure he tore from a spiral notebook. Conversely, Moniko wrote his in a composition notebook. I can see his pristine handwriting from here, and for the briefest instant, I feel a twinge of jealousy for his pen. Naruki and Yuki follow suit, reaching into their bags. And because I have no choice, out comes mine as well. I'm most comfortable sharing with Satori, so I approach him first. He reads it, then beams at me.
Kozakura, this is really good! I didn't know you were such a talented writer!
You're not making fun of me, right?
No, never.
Then you're overreacting. I'm not a good writer. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
I don't either. Maybe that's why I like it. We're two writers cut from the same cloth.
I'm sure Yuki or Moniko's opinions would be much more constructive than this. Maybe even Naruki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Well, that's probably part of it. I do know you very well. You're comfortable and familiar to me. So your writing is too. It's not just a poem, it's a Kozakura poem. And that just might be the best kind of poem there is as far as I'm concerned.
He cradles the sheet of paper delicately in his hands.
I'm also happy you wrote one at all. It makes real the fact that you're here, and that you're part of something that means a lot to me.
Of course I'm here. I'm maybe not quite into it just yet, but I won't break my promise.
Trying things for other people. It's like I said before, you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to.
Thanks, Satori. I'm not sure he fully understands why I'm here, but he is a part of it, so I suppose it's alright. Knowing how much this means to him is just a bonus on top of everything else.
You're so welcome. Oh! You want to see my poem now? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Let me see.
Floating light and easy, in a hazy so soft and grey, I hear you calling to me, a generation of girls, audible syrup so sweet to the ear. On the clock, you tell me it's time to wake. If it weren't for you, I'd sleep forever, and even though I may want to, I can't be mad at you. G, good morning, baby, baby.
Eh?
Did you forget to do this last night, and then just write about Girls' Generation because that's what your alarm clock played?
Maybe? Okay, yes.
Well, it came out good. It's a Satori poem.
You're so nice. I'll do another one that's not rushed. You're gonna love it.
I'll hold you to that.
This is so much fun. Moniko's the best.
Hey, Satori, you want to see my poem?
Of course.
And that's my cue to go find Yuki. Turns out, not that hard. He's standing off to one side, cup of tea in hand, and what's probably his poem laying on the desk beside him. Hi!
Hey, Kozakura.
You wanna, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that's what we're all doing now.
Part of me wants to kill Moniko for this. But I set him in, so I'm in. I hand Yuki my poem. He stares at it for a long time. More than enough time for him to finish reading.
Oh, right. Sorry, I read it in my head and began talking in my head.
I can't hear inside your head.
I guess not. So, this is your first time writing?
It is.
I can tell.
Ouch.
Not like that. I only mean, there are certain tells present in the works of new writers. That's all. Having gone back over my own efforts time and time again to refine them, it's something that featured pretty prominently in my early work, so now it's hard to miss.
Like what?
Primarily, it's this. I don't mean clumsy exactly, but fumbling. An inconsistency between the gravity of the subject being covered and the literary tools used to cover it. Imagine describing the gloom of an unlit bedroom with words like abyssal or Stygian. While technically true that abysses and the river Styx both conjure visions of darkness, the magnitude is just a bit off. A dark bedroom is neither the abyss or the Styx.
While it's my work that's being opened up and probed like a delicate butterfly on a corkboard, it is interesting to see Yuki in his element. He's obviously more comfortable with this than he seemed in casual conversation before.
And of course, this isn't something you can be faulted for. It's akin to walking for the first time. There's bound to be a few missteps and a fall or two, maybe a lot of them on the way, to really getting comfortable with it. Actually, that's a good metaphor. When you first learn to walk, there's so much to it, isn't there? Balance, what to do with your hands, your feet. You have to look where you're going. Think of writing the same way. You're taking several different skills and not only perfecting them individually, but getting them to a place where they fit seamlessly together to properly convey what's inside. These things will come with practice and experimentation, as well as following the examples and advice of others, which is why we're all here. I sense in your work something special, something with the potential to blossom beautifully. I hope everyone is able to help you find your voice and style, though Naruki can be a little...
A little what?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Okay. Well, Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Oh, be my guest. Tears in the night, abject and utter black seeping, creeping in. Feel a gin molasses through a tiny crack in the old barrel sky. The murk devours the feeble last gasps and the final pleas of dusk. How in that ebb and void might I find you? You are a needle of antidote in the haystack of a roadside ditch. The crash site where did die all the sweetness that came before. My fingers reach and grasp. Alas, all I find are thorns and broken glass.
This writing thing is weird. I'm pretty sure Bissell and Stygian are the only words for black he didn't use. Is he full of it? Or do I just not get it? And what in the world is Fuligen? Wow, it's really impressive.
Thank you.
But I have to ask, are you sad, Yuki?
Sometimes.
Like, sad enough to have to talk to someone?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
I had to check. This is not a happy poem. It's lost, resigned.
Imagine something that made you really happy in the past, only it collapsed for one reason or another. A relationship, a certain plan, anything. I think each time we sift through the pieces of something that meant a lot to us before, we end up doing more harm than good. That's what I was trying to get across. You mourn for something past, then you claw and claw, trying to salvage what you can, but only end up bleeding everywhere.
That's kind of bleak. I can see it, though.
I'm glad to hear that.
I smile at Yuki, but it seems in the time since the end of his sentence, he's retreated back into his head. His purple eyes are on his paper, and his expression is just elsewhere. Satori and Moniko trade a fist bump over their own poems. Ugh, boys. Making Naruki the natural choice, as he's currently standing alone. He greets me with a nod and wordlessly holds his hand out for my poem. I pass it to him and wait. A sinking feeling in my stomach says I'm about to find out what Yuki was mostly too polite to say. Instead, he reads it, then just hands it back.
Here. What? Take it.
I take it and stare at him. Is he really this mean?
What?
Wasn't the whole point of this thing to, share ideas and critiques? What did you think of it?
It's just, I don't know. It was about what I expected.
Thanks, I guess.
I didn't say it was bad. It's just, it didn't do anything for me. It didn't stir anything. It's not a bad poem, necessarily. Just, a poem.
I see. Okay. Thanks for that. I'll keep trying.
Good.
Maybe I'll write something cuter just for you. Ow! My hand flies to my forehead as he lowers his hand and sits back on his heels. He flicked me! He flicked me in the forehead!
You're being dumb. Just read mine. Maybe it'll help.
He seems hesitant to surrender his own poem, but holding my hand out more insistently sees him finally relinquishing it.
Falcons can hunt. Tigers can roar. Wolfies can leap. Rhinos can gore. Beavers can build. Boars can thrive. People can strive and end up on their faces.
Wow.
I knew you wouldn't like it.
I like it fine.
You don't have to lie.
I'm not lying. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
'Cause I don't write like other people. My prose aren't purple. I've been made fun of before 'cause of how I write.
Oh, I'm sorry, Naruki. You shouldn't feel bad for the way you write. Your style is just that. It's how you express yourself, and there shouldn't be a wrong way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it can be a little discouraging watching everyone around me do it differently. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, did you like the end part? I made it look like it was gonna rhyme.
Oh, I noticed that. And instead, it ended on its face.
Yeah, it's a good trick. I'm glad I could teach that to you. Now maybe your next poem will be better.
And as fast as it was there, the moment with him is gone. He's wandering off towards the closet without so much as a wave. Into his place steps Moniko, composition notebook held by his side.
Hi, Sakura. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. And listen, since you're new and probably have a fresh perspective on things, don't be afraid to come to me with ideas about how the literature club could be improved, okay?
I'll keep it in mind. I probably won't. I don't want to make waves, and I'm already working hard to fit in here.
Great. Would you like to share your poem with me?
I'm nervous. It's embarrassing, but what choice do I have?
Don't worry, we're all a little embarrassed today, but I hope it's a hurdle we can make it over. Uh-huh. I like this.
You do? Really?
I do. There's something sweet and warm about it, like a s'mores. It makes me think of Satori.
Oh, interesting.
You and he are really close, aren't you? It would make sense that you two have something in common.
Well, we've known each other for a really long time, but we're pretty different.
I see. From the way he talks about you, it sounds like you really care about each other. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some similarities you shared without realizing it. Reading this poem, I do get a sense of you, but there's definitely some Satori in there.
You make it sound like we're not. You know that, right?
Never crossed my mind. But now that you mention it...
Are you sure you're not reading too far into this?
I could be. You make me sound like Yuki. Seriously though, Satori's writing has a certain feel to it. It's easy and light and gentle. He is very happy on the outside, but I can tell by the way he writes that he's no stranger to the entire spectrum of feeling. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment either.
That's helpful. I'll definitely experiment. I can't say I'm comfortable with writing yet, but I hope I can get to the point where I am.
Great. Everyone will always have their biases and preferences, but I'll do what I can to help you find the style that fits you the best. So don't feel compelled to write a certain way just because someone tells you to, okay? It's not like you have to impress them or anything. Would you like to read my poem? Hole in wall. It wasn't me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? An adolescent fist thrown beneath the thunder of arguing parents? A vengeful ex with a baseball bat? I'll never know. I wasn't here at the time. I look in to see. No! I've seen too much. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a meaningless issue. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and she, on the other side, was looking in. Well, don't be shy. What'd you think?
There's not a lot of structure to it. It's very freeform, I guess. Sorry, I'm not the best person to ask for feedback.
Don't worry about it. I guess this is my method of experimentation. I think the point was more to perform it out loud. These choices are more verbal ones than written ones. The lines, the spacing...
What is it about?
Oh, well, I'm not sure I can get into that just now. Suffice it to say, I recently discovered something. It's had a pretty profound effect on my writing. Well, on everything, really.
An epiphany?
Epiphany, yes. Good word. Anyhow, maybe we'll get into it more when we're a little more comfortable. Anyway, here's Moniko's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when writing, you may fixate too much on one specific element. Don't. If it isn't perfect, come back to it later. That's what drafts are for. Odds are, you're not going to get this one single thing perfect, and nothing else moves forward either. So then you just end up with this dark puddle of ink on the page. And who wants to read that? Move your hand and move forward. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
That was intense. I know everyone's just trying to help, but it really felt like a marathon of people judging my writing ability. All of them are better than me, and I think they know it. But I guess I did to myself agreeing to join. Across the room, Satori and Moniko are chatting away. My eyes land on Yuki and Naruki, gingerly exchanging sheets of paper. Their expressions change as they read. Naruki scowls. Yuki rolls his eyes.
What am I eating?
Sorry, did you say something?
No, nothing.
Naruki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with a quick little flick of the wrist.
It's, deep, I guess.
Thanks. Yours is cute?
Cute? Did you even read it? It's about failure. and it ends with a face plant.
Right, no, I knew that. It's just your wording and the language. I'm trying to say something nice.
Yeah? 'Cause you're failing. You're on your face.
Well, I have some ideas for how you can.
I don't care. If I wanted ideas, I'd ask someone who liked it, like Kazakura or Satori. But I got some ideas for you. To start with, try it.
Yeah, thanks but no thanks. I've worked really hard on what works for me as a writer, and I don't see myself changing it anytime soon unless I come across something inspiring, which I haven't.
Oh, yeah?
And Kazakura liked my poem too. She even said it impressed her.
Naruki's the shorter of the two, but has no problem getting in Yuki's face. You could not have told me a fight would break out on my first meeting of the freaking literature club.
That's what this is about, isn't it? You're just flexing because Kazakura's here.
What? That's not even what I... Why would you say that?
Yuki squares his shoulders and brings his hands up. I hate everything that's happening right now.
Maybe you're scared that she likes my poem and values my advice more.
How do you even know that? Are you seriously that full of yourself?
Satori edges timidly toward the conflict as it escalates. Moniko stands in place, looking extremely uncomfortable.
Oh, you would know it if I was full of myself. I'd bake cupcakes that look like cats. I'd look and behave like a child writing rhyming couplets about raccoons. I'd do everything cute.
You did not just say that to me!
Hey, you guys? How about we don't
And you know what? I'm not the one who's been pitching a tent since the first day Kazakura got here.
Naruki!
Naruki? Let's
This
just...
doesn't
doesn't
involve
involve
you.
you.
I really don't like fighting in the club room, you guys.
Because I was comfortable in the thought that at least things couldn't get any worse, the universe decides to gift me with a fresh development. Both of them turn to stare directly at me, as though remembering that I'm standing here.
Kazakura, he's out of his mind. I have no idea what he's talking about.
He started it. Tell him you like my poem better. Remember the trick at the end?
Kazakura, explain to him there's nothing wrong with...
2 pairs of eyes are burning into me, each demanding something. I want to cry. I want to melt. I want to do something to shift the focus from me. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for Satori to step between me and them and clap really loudly in their faces either. Still, I'll take it.
Hey, look at me! Hey! Now, in what universe does different mean bad? Are any of us better than anyone else because we write differently? Yuki, your writing is definitely verbose, sometimes extremely so, but it lets the reader know that you're very invested. You want to convey just how you feel about the discarded shard of glass on the floor of that old murder house, right?
Yeah.
And Naruki, yours is good too. It's succinct, it's clear, and I love the way you toy with formulas. Also, when people look at you, they think cute, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you.
I could marry Satori right now.
And Yuki slacks are just as...
Hey guys, let's move past this, okay?
This isn't even my fault. I mean, why am I getting punished for something I didn't do? This is so stupid. Yuki's stupid. I hate all of them.
I'm sorry too. I'll go make more tea.
Satori stands triumphantly. Yuki strides off to the bit of counter with his tea set, while Naruki sinks down into his chair, and Moniko stands beside and slightly behind Satori, a bewildered expression on his face. Awkward, but relieved, I step close to him for a quiet conversation. So, hi.
Hi, Kazakura. You okay?
Yeah, I think so. That was a lot.
Satori was great, wasn't he?
I've never seen him like that before.
It's rare, but when it needs to happen, it does.
I guess that's why he's vice president.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to be honest. I can plan and organize with the best of them, but I hate conflict. I couldn't even handle things when they got crazy, you saw. It's not a great trait in a president. If I'm presiding over something, likely somewhere there will be conflict.
I don't blame you. I couldn't do anything either.
I guess we're both lucky to have Satori.
You could say that. He can be a space cadet sometimes, but it's almost suspicious how often he seems to orchestrate things so perfectly. Or step in at just the right time with just the right amount of force.
Yeah, you take care of him, okay? I'd hate to see him get hurt.
I promise. You can count on me. Moniko smiles gently at me, causing my stomach to flutter. He cares about all of us. And in my mind, that makes him a great president, no matter what he says. If only I could find a chance to get to know him better, too. I'm this close to testing his openness to the idea when he turns a little to address the room at large.
Okay, everyone. It's almost time for us to get out of here. What did we all think about sharing poems today? And be honest, I'm not taking shyness from any of you after what I saw today.
It was a lot of fun.
It was not what I expected, but it was worth it.
It was okay, I guess. Mostly.
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was pretty special sharing with everyone and being shared with in return.
Great, then we do it again tomorrow. With luck, we'll all learn from each other, and all of our poems will become that much better.
I did learn a little more about the types of poems everyone likes. Maybe with that knowledge and a little luck, I could write up something to get the attention of one of them. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Come on, Kozakura, let's walk home together.
He smiles at me, and I find myself smiling back. It really has been a while since we spent this much time together, and I can't say that I'm not enjoying it. Hey,
Yeah?
about earlier, Naruki and Yuki, is that normal?
It's really not. I don't know what made today so different. They're obviously nothing alike, but I've never seen them get quiet like that before. You don't hate them or anything, do you?
What? No, I just wanted your opinion, that's all.
Okay, yeah. They're just like the preferred writing styles. Equally good, but very different. It's why I like them so much.
Oh, I see.
I've really missed this. I'm thrilled that you decided to join my club and that we get to spend more time together. But I think seeing you making friends with everyone makes me the happiest.
Aw, Satori.
And I think everyone really likes you.
My face heats up a little. Sweet and clueless Satori. He still doesn't quite get it. It's great to make new friends, but does it really have to stop there? Well, that was fun. Check out day 3 of Satori's route to see what comes next, Kay. We'll see you there.